playoffs, what everybody thinks for the playoffs, maybe.
And we're live. All right, I am Dean Craig Pelton, and this is the first edition of NFLHC tonight. So, please no one mention the Michigan game. Let's just get that out of the way. Not talk about it, and let's talk about NFLHC. So, with me, I have a great group of panelists, I guess they would be called. We have Oblivious LAX, and she just goofed. And Owlman, Soluna, and I believe Alien UFO is also kind of here. I'm not really sure. Yep, there we go. So let's first off start off by talking about Week 10, the Week 10 games, since that's what we do here, I guess. The first game was the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Jets. The Cowboys are 1-7, just a bad team, really. But they seem to play these teams close ever since Sir Wendell took over, I believe. That's accurate. The Jets, a playoff team on the fritz because they're in the tough AFC East with the Patriots and the Dolphins. So they're looking at a wild card spot that the Browns and the Bengals are also. Are the Bengals still on the wild card hunt?
But they need a lot of stuff to happen for them to get it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they're like almost certainly eliminated, but not entirely. I think it's like less than a 1% chance.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. Danger.
I'm pretty sure they need the Browns to lose their last game. They need me to lose my last two games, and they need
the Jets to lose out.
Jets to lose.
I think that requires us to win, and that's not going to happen.
2 games. They need to beat St. Louis, who there's like almost zero chance of that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Colts have to beat the Jets. It's not a good time when the Colts GM starts laughing.
Didn't the Colts beat the Raiders?
That was an accident. He was playing the run, and we changed to a passing offense. That was an accident.
Okay, but anyways, so back to the Cowboys at the Jets. The Jets, they trailed going into the fourth quarter, and they scored a 1-yard touchdown run on Ontario Smith with 9:39 left to get the victory. So it was a close game for Dallas. They're the second worst team, basically.
I really don't think that the Cowboys are as bad as it seems. I don't know.
I don't think so either. But whenever you look at their depth chart,
are actually the worst team. I think they're worse than the Colts.
Yeah, I actually think that too. Just by looking at their depth chart, I don't know if Sir Wendell's just a magician who can randomly get bad teams to perform.
The Colts, I feel like, are not even a really bad team. They just had bad coaching until.
Well, we had we had High running 3 different positions or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Sorry, but so we kind of had no one almost at that point because all accounts. So I mean, it shows because we have half the team is 40 overall veterans, and there's a lot of holes to fill next year.
I think the Cowboys only have
they
5
had,
or so
5
players.
Picks, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they didn't sign anyone, I don't think, because they didn't have an active GM.
I feel really bad for Von Abraham because he's definitely one of the best running backs.
Well,
He's put the team on his fucking back.
Carolina did trade them our number 2 wide receiver, Kurt Hill, who's 79 overall.
He's actually been pretty okay for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they traded one of their 3rd-round picks or something for that, which was actually really good. Because they had 4 3rd-round picks before that.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know how he did that. That was just. It was almost like a brilliant GM move at the same time of it being kind of bad for at least the first year. But yeah, he wound up doing pretty well.
I don't know. I think that team's going to improve a lot next year with how many crazy draft picks they have. I think it's three 3rd-rounders, 2 2nd-rounders, and a first, something like that. I really would be surprised if they make the playoffs next year.
And they're going to be at the top of the draft too. So
well, it just depends on how well they draft with it, though. Because if they draft
obviously
players with it, I mean, if they go out and get a kicker with their 1st round, I'm not saying they're going. It's stupid to do it, but if they hypothetically do it,
pretty good.
Hey, I took a kicker with my 4th-round pick last season. And he pretty much single-handedly taken me to the playoffs.
I'm pretty sure Trey's the GM of the Bengals, so I totally expect Brad Weathersby going in the first round.
I think Brad Weathersby going to the Bengals in the first round is just as unlikely as Keyshawn going to the Lions in the first round.
Yeah. The only way that Keyshawn goes to the Lions
There's
is
no way.
If B2 Bomber picks Tyrone Jones, there's a chance Keyshawn goes.
There's no way they pick Brown.
No, they wouldn't.
Draft stock's going to drop, though, with the injury?
Yeah,
Maybe a little bit. It really depends on the combine results.
Uh-huh.
I think if he has a medium to bad combine, he might drop. But then again, I don't think people like Alien would let him.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. He won't fall past 3 because I know Alien is going to take him, since that's what I was told after I posted my mock draft.
I think at 3 it's just worth taking a shot, honestly. Yeah. Unless he has a really, really horrible combine. Which I'm pretty sure everybody's going to put it in the workout for him for the combine.
To me, it's possible if he drops a 3 and I take him that there's some kind of curse on the 3rd draft pick because Alan Taylor was the 3rd draft pick last year.
Oh yeah. Might have a little concern since Brian Brown's been dinged up twice in the same year.
Talking about those picks from last
year. I have a pretty good offensive line though, so.
How lucky are the Panthers that ended up with Skaggs?
Oh yeah.
Traded up at one spot 5 minutes before the draft.
Yeah.
I bet the Packers.
Hey guys, let's trade our first round picks and give you a 9th. Oh.
He destroyed us this.
But yeah, no, I love Skaggs. He's really developing. I think he's going to end up being the Peyton Manning of NFLHC.
No, that's Brian Brown for sure.
Well, he's definitely the best quarterback out of the first group. I think Jason Johnson is just going to have kind of like a average career, like good enough to always start, but not really great. And
yeah.
I don't know about Alan Taylor. I think it'll be very similar to Mike Vick, where he just gets injured all the time.
Yeah, to be honest, looking back, I'm glad I didn't go with my initial thought and take Alan Taylor because Skaggs has just proven to be so much better so far.
That would have been a mistake. That would have been a reach, I think, a little bit.
I traded out the 3rd pick because I did not want to take Alan Taylor, and I knew he was going to be the 3rd pick. So that's why I traded
that.
Honestly, Pittsburgh didn't do that bad for us with their first 3 rounds last year. I mean, they got Otto Peaks and our quarterback. I don't know his name because he's not.
Yeah. I think what happened was,
it's the late rounds where Pittsburgh fucked up. Like what they did was they kept picking players that were already picked, so they just forfeited their picks, and then they drafted some guy who was like a 50 overall.
Yeah.
Oh, is that why on the wiki half the picks are blank from rounds 10 on?
They kept taking people that were taken 3 rounds before. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Wasn't what happened was Brian Kelly took over.
Yeah.
I think Brian Kelly took over, and then things went to shit for the Steelers.
Yeah, it was Brian Kelly's face, I think was his name.
Yeah. I think he's still active. I mean, he's the Hawaii coach.
Yeah, he still comes around, but not nearly as much as he used to.
God help him. He has to coach Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
I love dangerous pleading with Trey not to take Weathersby.
He's going to take Weathersby at some point,
if the Bengals don't take a quarterback in the first or second round, they're crazy.
I mean, this draft is pretty deep, though, so you can really take a quarterback whenever. I mean, there's going to be talent.
Yeah, honestly, this is the one reason I think Brian Brown could fall further, is because why waste... I mean, yes, he's obviously the best quarterback, but why waste a first-round pick or your first overall pick on him if you have other needs, which almost everybody does? You could just get, I mean, you might not get Kotar either, but you could get... You get, Nick Hall or something in the 3rd round, who's definitely really good.
Exactly. That's the only reason. Yeah, that's the only reason I see. That's why I didn't have the Raiders taking him, because I was thinking they might want to go somewhere else. But
I mean, if you really like Brown, then go for it. But if you're 50-50, then just don't do it. Just wait until later and get somebody else.
I'm pretty sure Saloon is trying to damage Brian Brown's stock so he falls to the Dolphins right now.
I wouldn't take a quarterback in the first round. That's not my kind of style.
All right.
The Raiders don't have enough picks to not take Brian Brown if he was there. So
yeah, that's true. You don't have a 3rd round.
I traded a lot of picks to get to the 3rd pick.
Oh yeah, you did.
I traded one last year to the Jets So I only have 4 picks actually this year, and then.
What were your intentions with trying to get that 3rd pick?
Well, I tried to get the number 1 pick, but the Ravens coach wants like a gold mine basically.
Yeah.
For the first pick, and then the second round pick, I made an offer like literally 10 minutes before they actually traded it to the Lions, and it was actually better than what the Lions offered pick-wise. But they
did they really? Oh my god!
That's
my team, man.
Deal with the Lions, so.
Oh yeah. See, I was telling them to hold off on the pick or on the trade at the time. So I was like, I think there might be a better offer out there later if we wait, because if Brian Brown does fall at 2, we could probably get like a shit ton of stuff for him. And they were like, no, I think we should just make the trade now and not hold off till draft day. Which I guess I was like, whatever.
Initially, I wasn't even really gonna make an offer like for real. I was just kind of feeling out what I could get for, or how I could get there.
Yeah.
Like what people were wanting, but. I got a deal that I thought was totally worth it, so.
Yeah. I guess we should probably go back to talking about the game since I said I was going to do that. Got a little off topic here. So the next game was the Jaguars at the Packers. Now, I really thought Green Bay was going to win this game. I'm pretty sure I even said in my playoff predictions thing that this was an easy win for Green Bay. And it turned out to not be easy at all. And what happened here was, if I remember correctly, Ted did not set a game plan. He thought the dead week was happening for NFLHC, if I remember correctly. So the Packers coach just basically did not show up to the team meetings or anything this week, thinking he had the week off. And it showed. They lost 27-7. James Bush just ran all over Green Bay. It wasn't even close.
This game had a lot of impact, so Ted should be really ashamed of himself because that pretty much ensured that the Packers will not make the playoffs.
Yeah, because now.
I don't know. You look at the standings. You say they won't make it, but they're still ahead of the Saints at the moment. They have the better division record.
Tied.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm not exactly sure on the playoff tiebreakers, but I do know Green Bay has the better divisional record than New Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't think divisional record comes into account if they're not in the same division.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Sure.
Because that wouldn't really make sense. But
well, yeah. Right now, looking at the wiki, Green Bay, they're in second in the North, so they're currently in it, is what it looks like. And unless Detroit can catch them this week, then Green Bay's going to take it, I guess.
Well, no, because the Saints can. The Saints can go.
Yeah.
The Saints have a tough road, though. They do have to face Atlanta again, which.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's really good.
But the Packers really messed up because I think the Packers road's pretty tough too. I think that. I want to say the Vikings, which I thought was a toss-up. I have to look at the schedule. But anyways, yeah, Packers definitely messed up. That was a huge game, and then Ted just kind of like, oh, whoops, whatever.
Yeah.
He just stopped losing.
Honestly, watching the draft, I saw the Jaguars pulling in so many defensive players. I thought they'd do better than 3-6 this season.
Well,
the Jaguars, in my opinion, what they did wrong was that they had 3 first-round picks. But then they created so many of their other picks that they don't really have a core of their team. They just have like 3-star players, and like everyone else is mediocre.
Yeah. And it's not even like their star players are even necessarily like great either. They're kind of like the lower tier players.
Well, Kareem Taylor is easily, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the AFC. But like James, is it Bush? I think that's who they got.
Yeah, James Bush.
He's like pretty efficient, but he doesn't put up huge stats. Probably because their game plan is more focused on passing than running. But I don't know why you take a running back and a quarterback in the first round. It just seems kind of silly.
Yeah. Anyways,
Larry Reeves has been pretty good for them. I think that's their best pick in the first round.
Yeah, I think so too. So I'll go to the next game, which had two of the people on here. We had the Colts at the Panthers. And a kind of crappy competition, if you think about it, with the Panthers being 3-7.
Yeah,
Well, now they're 3-7.
They were 2-7 at the
They
time.
were 2-7. And the Colts at 1-7, randomly pulling off a win last week or in Week 9 against Oakland. That no one saw coming.
This is two of the teams that I lost to, and their combined record was like 3 and
14. So basically, Skaggs just kind of skagsed and threw the ball 55 times and had 445 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. So good performance of him. And Greg Berea, he played well for the Colts. He seems to be a fairly quarterback. I don't know, what was the rating?
I don't remember. Let me look. It's I have it in this thing.
You talk about someone like Skaggs dropping back 55 times, but then you look at our entire team and what else are we going to do?
Yeah.
All I know is we fell short of the comeback. If we had we were playing for the playoffs, we might have pulled it off, but
yeah.
we just.
And I'm looking at the score here, and I'm nervous. We're up 35-0, and then somehow we end up, only winning by 14.
Oh yeah, that is interesting. You started off the game with 35 points, and then Colts start to come back.
This is what happens when you don't pick a defensive player until the 4th round.
Yeah. We needed another quarter. We needed to be playing, middle school football with the 5th quarter with the scrubs going.
Yeah, there you go.
Our scrubs will beat your scrubs. Yeah. Berea is a 75, so.
Okay.
Not terrible, but.
Yeah, that's respectable.
I think he was the 3rd round pick of the Steelers. Yeah, because it went Otto, Peaks, and then Biera. And, I mean, he's playing well enough for us. He's just not really. He doesn't really fit in it because Peaks is just going to power it down everyone's throat. So.
Yeah.
And everyone knows it's going to happen, but Peaks still somehow breaks through, and it's incredible. But
Well, when you end up with a strong left tackle like Jim Otto who just clears lanes that you can drive a semi truck through, it's pretty hard for him not to run for massive amounts of yards.
The only sad thing is that Otto is our only non-vet. Well, we've got one other line, but he's like a 50. So all of our line is Otto, and then it's 40, 40, like the 50, and then another 40. So unless we run outside all the time with him, he's not going to get very many yards. So that's why he's got the inflated stats. He's got like 30-something carries for 120 yards or something like that. But he's got 2 scores because he just punches it in. Yeah. But he gets like 2 yards a carry because there's no one to block for him. He's out there on his own.
Yeah.
Well, Tony Peaks
that's obviously
actually has a pretty respectable yards per carry. It's 4.3.
I know. I was just throwing it because I was throwing our line under the bus because there's no line to throw. So,
yeah.
That is our.
There's a lot of good offensive linemen in this draft too, so you got to look for that.
Yeah, this draft is like.
That's our main focus, and honestly, that's why we're trying to get the backup running back some time. We're trying to make him look good for some trade bait because Peaks, unless Peaks, dies basically, he's gonna be starting running back.
I'm back.
Well, the thing is, you also get like the complimentary picks, right?
Well,
so
that's only if one of our players get drafted, and we've got like 3 that are above 60. So anyone below that, looking at the thing, it's just I don't know if it's compensated below 60 or not, but
no, it's not.
Yeah, so we've got 3 people, and if those 3 get picked, then we have more holes to fill. But we get like 7th round picks for it.
Are you protecting your guys? I don't.
Yeah, we've protected our top 7 already, and it's basically just our top 7 overall. And it's basically our first 7 round picks that the Steelers took because.
Your top 7. I'm looking at the protected list or whatever. Those are actually pretty solid players for you. They've all done.
Yeah, like they've been doing great, but the rest of the team non-existent. It's just not there.
Yeah.
Well, they're all crap players. That's why.
Yeah, there's the original set of people. They didn't draft any. They didn't sign any free agents. It seems it's all they have are the 16 original players and then just a team full of vets.
The free agency this year is going to be interesting because of the there's going to be there's going to be a lot of potentially good players who had 1-year contracts who might not renew with their teams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know from the stats off the top of my head. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm sure there's somebody who's in top 5 in their stat category who's like a 1-year player.
Yeah, let me
my defensive ends, both of them are both pretty good. And they're on 1-year contracts.
Oh.
One of them's all pro, I think.
Dean Smiley.
How you doing,
But
Oakley?
I'm definitely gonna try to sign them though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You and every other team in the league.
defensive players with a pulse. Carolina could use those.
Oh my God, you might have the worst defense in the league.
Oh, here we are. Our tight end, Spec Davidson, who I think has 3 or 4 touchdowns in the past 2 or 3 weeks. He's going to be he could be a free agent after his season.
Mm.
He'll probably resign. He had a good year and stuff. And
yeah, well, I sure hope he resigns. We're protecting him.
He's the top tight end in like every category, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was a good draft pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that, and I really don't want to, toot my own horn as GM here, but the one pick in the draft that surprised me was how Nomalini was still around at the end of the 2nd round.
That's it looks like that was one of the better picks in the draft, honestly.
Yeah.
The fact that I guess was he at the combine? I guess not, or he was. What is he, like a 70?
Yeah. He's a
80.
79 or 80, yeah.
Yeah,
There was a big run
overall,
on
and everybody's
quarterbacks.
taking like 74s.
He got taken 1 pick before Nick Upshaw and 3 before Kurt Hill by the Panthers.
Yeah.
So.
It's pretty solid.
I feel like Upshaw outplays his ranking or his overall for some reason. So I feel like he did that at Ohio State too. Because if I remember, he wasn't necessarily the best overall player, but he played like it.
Oh yeah, he was at Ohio State. I remember that.
Yeah. So he won like all the awards, basically.
I'm so mad I was gonna take Elvis Brum because he played for Penn State.
Yeah.
He had such a good year for me in college, but I didn't want to take him at 7 overall. And then he goes to the Jets of all teams at 16, and he has like a beast season.
I honestly considered trading back for a while and taking Brum because he would have fit our defense perfectly. Plus, being from Penn State and all, I was really interested.
Walt Peck too. I produced some quality stuff apparently in the NFL.
Yeah.
If I had known how good Walt Peck would be, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have traded up to first. I might have had a serious discussion with Cade on that pick.
Well, it's always looking back. Honestly, looking back now, I think Walt Peck is probably the 2nd pick behind Skaggs.
Yeah.
Although
was he actually the third?
He was the 4th, and I remember people were making fun of them when they picked him.
Yeah. We were like, why would you pick a wide receiver?
Turns out to be a very smart decision. Also, Atlanta taking David Wilburn at 8 is pretty ridiculous. That guy he has like an interception a game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad all my players are kind of bad. I don't have any conflicting interests. What am I going to do? Take a 55 overall quarterback? No.
Literally take anything, it would be a massive upgrade.
Yeah.
Have you talked about this week's games?
Oh, well, I still haven't gotten to the rest of the
we got
games
3 more games.
Last week's. I was on the Rams taking on the Browns. This was a bit of a surprise. I think a lot of people expected the Rams to beat the Browns, but you always got to believe in Cleveland. They're always there. Cleveland. The Williams duo that runs the ball amazingly. They have combined for 165 yards rushing, I believe, and a touchdown. And then Williams can't really pass the ball at all, but he's good. He's
he's not that bad at passing. He's actually like I'm looking at the stat sheet, alien stat sheet or whatever, and he's just like a kind of a mediocre quarterback.
I think he got snubbed for the Pro Bowl, actually. Ontario Smith should not be in the Pro Bowl.
Ontario Smith should be in the Pro Bowl. I don't know how that happened.
And Alexander Williams he flies under the radar, but he's, in my opinion, one of the top quarterbacks in the. Well, I mean, there's not that many good quarterbacks in the AFC, but
yeah,
he's one of the top 3, I think.
I think might be one of the guys I chose to draft. I know I chose to draft Riley Marconi. And then Darian Mathis was my pick, so I think that was a late pick.
Freaking Brian Vardell, I wanted to take him, and then he got taken 2 picks before I wanted to take him, and he's like good as shit.
Yeah, it's amazing that he is doing that. Like Dream has like the most efficient offense, I believe, in Minnesota.
He has arguably the best quarterback outside of Skaggs and Chester Henson.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
I mean, that's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
If he builds his O-line a little bit, he's going to have one of the best offenses in the NFL for a few years.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of Minnesota...
Vikings have the most yards per game offensively besides Carolina. So they're second.
Yep.
Carolina.
We might not have much, but, we throw the ball
Carolina has more passing yards than any other team has total yards. So.
Oh, geez, really? I actually did not know that. Wow.
I gotta say, I think Carolina is the best of the bad teams. So you have that going for you.
Thank you.
I think Carolina's just so bad. Their offense is on the field more, so they have to have more yards.
Yeah, it's possible.
Well, look at it this way. At least we let our defense rest.
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it, I suppose.
Anyway, so the final game on Sunday for Week 10 was Lions at the Vikings, and Minnesota to close. Yeah. The final seconds, Minnesota hadn't really done anything in the second half. They led 13-0, and then the Lions got 2 touchdowns from Ramos in the third quarter. And then Tomlinson hits a 55-yarder to win it. So
you know what's funny about that situation? Tomlinson was traded to the Vikings from like the Packers.
Oh yeah.
Or Falcons. He was like an extra kicker that they got, and they traded the worst one away, and now he's statistically, I think, leading the NFL in kicking.
I remember that because Drew was like, "Shit, I don't have any kickers."
Yeah, he's 10 for 10. He's got the longest field goal, and he's the only person who's got more made field goals is
Cecil Jones.
Actually, Cecil Jones and Ben Morrison both do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And James Harris has 10. Harris would have more, but they put in Tony Taylor once for some reason.
Yeah.
In New England. Thomas has missed 6 field goals.
Yeah, and they're not even like really long ones either. He missed 3 between 40 and 50, but he also missed 3 between 30 and 39. So.
Shit, he's bad.
Okay, so I'm back now, and anyways, so the Monday night game for Week 10 was the Falcons at the Raiders. Good job. Basically, I thought Atlanta was going to win this game. I usually think Atlanta's going to win most games, and Oakland was just coming off that loss to the Colts, so I was a little down on them. Not a very good offensive game. A lot of interceptions from the quarterbacks, no passing touchdowns. But the Raiders wound up holding it out 16-10 thanks to a Mike Hill touchdown run after an exchange of interceptions.
In overtime.
Oh, yeah, in overtime.
There's been some crazy good games this week.
I didn't even notice that. That's crazy. You throw an interception, and the next team picks it off in overtime. That's wow.
It's like
double fuck up.
This game was like a defensive battle, basically.
Yeah.
I think based on Atlanta's 2 losses so far, I think their weakness is teams that run the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
Because if you don't pass the ball and don't give Dave Wilburn a chance to pick it off that much, then you can beat them. But if you pass a lot, then you're going to just regret that, because Dave Wilburn and their strong safety, I think, is also really good.
RC Roan, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment, because we have yet to beat them, and we literally do nothing other than pass the ball.
You get to beat most teams.
At least you beat Adolfo Brown.
Yeah.
Oh,
Atlanta's
God.
only lost to me and the Rams once, and I think the one that lost to the Rams is the one where Brady Sapp went off, basically.
Oh, yeah.
3 touchdowns or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis, I think, is also 8-2, aren't they?
No, 7-3. I'm looking at the standings.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, because they just lost to the Browns. Or they, yeah.
Browns. Former owner. So the Thursday night game from this week was the Jets and the Dolphins. This is the last game we actually had to cover. Good job. Thank you. As the
especially with how much shit talking there was by the Jets the week before.
Oh.
It was funny how silent it was afterwards, and Jumbo didn't even post in the thread after the loss. No comments at all in the shout box after the game. He was just silent. He took his loss like a champ.
Yeah. I guess that's better than the way I took my loss.
Yes, it was.
I did not take that one well.
This was quite a beating. I was surprised it was this one-sided.
Yeah.
But the Jets have really, in my opinion, fallen off in the second half of the season. Their offense has really been pretty bad lately.
Yeah, I feel like
into the playoffs.
The Jets on here remind me a lot of, say, the Texans, I guess, in real life, where they have that spectacular defensive player. You know, they got a good running back on that, but after that they've got not too much.
All kind of questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Good assessment. Okay, so I guess we'll move on to the this week's games. I guess they're gonna be posted at what, midnight, or are those gonna be posted like tomorrow?
Probably tomorrow. I haven't done them yet. I might get them late tonight, but it's probably unlikely.
Okay. So, anyways, the first game is the Patriots taking on the Cowboys. If that game's close, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, it shouldn't be close.
I can't see that
Patriots actually
going anywhere.
I'm actually first in the AFC East right now, so the Patriots they've dropped to the 3rd playoff seed, so they really need this win to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kyle's going to be raging after losing Brian Brown, so I'm sure he's going to try to make this game work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it should be that close, honestly. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Cowboys seem to play some teams closer now that they actually have a coach and everything, but I don't think it's the Patriots. It shouldn't be close.
It's also sitting here looking at standings. I mentioned this earlier and brought up that they're not in divisions, but since Dolphins and Patriots are in the same division, if they both win this week, then I don't know. I'm trying to look at.
Miami already has their win accounted for.
Win's already in there.
Yeah, so building off that, if the Patriots win, since they're 5-1 in the division and Miami's 3-2, that means New England will just flip-flop with them, right?
No, it's NFL's not. I have to look at the tiebreakers below. It doesn't work like that in the NFL.
Okay.
It's head-to-head first, and then it's not like college.
Okay, so it'd have to come down to.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you guys split the games, then it'll go to.
Well, they already did split.
We did already split.
Yeah.
So
then it goes to best one-loss tie percentage in games within the division. So.
Yeah, so they'll
right
move
now.
on.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So as long as they win out, they get first.
Yeah. And I don't think they play very good teams, if I remember correctly.
Who were their losses to? Me once.
Minnesota.
In Minnesota?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pretty quality losses. Minnesota was getting kind of ragged on for a while by several people, but really not that bad. All right, let's do the next one. Next game.
All right. So we have gotta find what stupid thing again. The Jags taking on the Raiders.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't see. I think now. See, the Jags are kind of good, but I think if there's a game plan set by the Raiders, they'll
Jaguars
win.
are 3-1 outside of the division. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, but who are those three of the bottom teams? Then I mean,
Let me get a schedule up. So
I think it's the.
it is
Well, they beat the Packers,
Yeah, they beat the Packers.
and I think they beat the Cowboys and the Lions.
yeah, and they lost to Minnesota. That's right.
they're just all in NFC North. So yeah, okay, so that's not terrible teams. It's not like they're going out there and beating, 0 and 9, 0 and 10 teams. They're beating actual teams that are either in the playoffs or real close.
Yeah.
Yeah, or off. They're not beating us.
Yeah.
The Jaguars, they're in a really tough division, so I think they're better than their record shows, but
I think the Jaguars are going to have a problem this year because Tabor traded away so much crap from this year to have 3 first overall picks last year.
Yeah.
First round picks. So I think they might regress as one of the teams that.
So they're not gonna. He's got nothing to build. Sorry, but he's got nothing to build on. Then if he can't really bring fresh talent, he's gonna lose basically all the second half of the draft picks because they're only 1-year deals if they don't re-sign.
Yeah.
Is that team just Tabor?
No. Oh yeah, it might be. They might need somebody. Yeah, I think so. They
Right.
need. I mean, it turns out that their 3 first overall or first round draft picks last year aren't actually as great as they could be. At least not at the moment.
Yeah.
So he kind of may have shot himself in the foot there.
Yeah. Because I think it's like first round picks were like 8, and then 12 or something.
It's
They wound up being
Reeves,
the actual
it's
selection.
Reeves, Kareem Taylor, and James Bush.
Yeah. Reeves was probably the best, I think.
Yeah, Reeves is probably the best. I think James Bush is probably the worst.
Oh yeah.
It's the old Notre Dame offense. It's literally just constipated old offense.
Yeah. I guess he kept the guys together, which is cool, but
Yeah.
doesn't really seem to translate the victory.
No, I think
All
Oakland
right.
should win this game, mostly because it's at home. If it was at Jacksonville, I think it'd be a little closer, but
Yeah.
I
think
don't
the
think
Super
he's
Bowl's in
gonna do
Jacksonville.
very much next year because he's against the cap ceiling this year, and he's already halfway to the cap for next year just with,
well, that's the danger of having so many first-round picks too. Is if they bust, you're really screwed, cap-wise.
$50 million. He's got 2 that's earning.
Is he cutting out for you guys, or is it just me?
Who?
LAX.
I think everything just cuts out for me because my internet's super bad.
I'm on a
So,
mobile
not sure.
hotspot for a while this year, so
Okay.
if it does, it's blame the data.
Okay.
I might have
seriously,
to grab a charger, but
getting 3 first round picks in the same draft is really not very smart because you're gonna, even if it's like Brian Brown, Keyshawn, and somebody else, the chance of it actually paying out how much cap room it's gonna take up is just very, very small. I don't know. It's not a good decision.
yeah,
I was gonna say if you get 3 top picks like that, you better be going to a Super Bowl. Otherwise, it's really not worth it.
Well, maybe the first 2 years, but you got to remember in the future, a first overall draft pick. I mean, when most of your NFL team is going to be like high 80s, low 90s, a first overall draft pick might just barely be starting, and most of your remainder of your draft picks is just going to be backups for the first year or 2.
Yeah.
You got to keep that in mind. Those picks aren't going to be, like as good as they were the first year, or maybe even the second year.
Yeah.
yeah,
think
even
Bill
if he gets like a first or second round pick this year, he's already even closer because that's just another 10. In the middle, so that's just free agents. I mean, he's got a couple that are front loaded, so they're on lower end deals for this coming season. But he's got so many, he's got no veterans. He's got all 1-year deals that he has to re-sign.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Some are probably gonna.
Did we lose him?
Yeah, I think we did. So I'll just move on, I guess, because I don't really know what else to do here. I think we're on the Browns at the Colts. I want to say.
Yeah, that's correct.
Would it be a ridiculously high-scoring game on the part of the Browns?
Oh yeah, with the Colts benching most of their starters. We'll see how this goes. This could be. This could pad the Browns' stats. Unfortunately, with the the Jets lost already. So assuming the Raiders beat the Jaguars, this means that the Browns will be one game out with one game to go. So they have to hope the Jets lose the last game, and then they have to win. Then I don't know what the tiebreaker situation is, but that's the Browns' chance.
The factory of sadness could shut down.
Yeah. Who do the Jets play?
The last week?
Yeah.
They play Indianapolis at home. So I think that's it for the Browns.
Yeah.
The Colts are screwing over everyone else.
Sorry.
Oakland either.
Pretty sure the Colts are going to lose out.
If Dallas wins, we'll try and win, but...
I don't think so. I mean, you seem to be pretty set in your fifth spot, so...
Yeah. I promise I'll have better internet next time this does. It's just, like... It's hot.
Yeah, that's absolutely okay.
I promise we have excellent wireless at home. It's just hectic right now, so...
Alright. So, the Browns will probably win this game at their last game of the season, but that's going to be it for them. Probably.
That's kind of sad, actually, because the Browns haven't honestly had... Like, people shat on the Browns so much during the draft, but really that team is not that bad. And I think they have a good thing that they can go with in the future.
I think they're a pretty well-balanced team.
Yeah. See, the thing was... with that draft, I think it was going like everyone shit on the Browns for the draft. I think the only thing that really went wrong was that pick that Dollar Bill picked an already taken player.
That one pick. I think that's the only thing kind of people noticed in the Browns in that draft, so everybody kind of went with that.
Then I did the second day of the draft, and that went well for the Browns. And then Danger did day 3, I believe, and he did a good job. I don't know why Danger did that. He was the Bengals. That seems like a weird thing. Or why we gave him the option to do that's another good question.
He also did the Panthers draft on one of the days.
No, that wasn't Danger. That was TCTY.
Oh yeah.
Falcons.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure during the draft, anytime TCTY made a pick, someone would in the chat box, damn it, TCTY, because he was always taking people.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
No, I remember I actually gave him a list of positions, and I was amazed he actually stuck to it.
Mm. I mean...
I can't wait for the draft.
Nice, I guess.
The draft is awesome.
So excited.
Only like another 4 weeks or something.
Too far away.
There's gonna be a draft like this every like 3.5 months.
I'm not looking forward to the expansion draft because some of my good players, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it's gonna be sad. Because you can only lose a few.
I'm so glad I already protected my players. I'm done. I don't have to worry about it. I'm happy with who I'm keeping.
But what if one of your other guys progresses super well?
Yeah, if that... I don't know. Who knows? Can we go back and change it even though we've already submitted it?
No.
Shit.
Specifically says that in the post.
That's why I didn't post yet, because I know I have like 9 guys that I realistically could protect, and I want to see which ones progress the most, because it's hard. I know like 6 of the 7 that I'm going to protect, but there's one wild card in there that I'm not sure about.
Yeah.
Having bad players makes it easy to know who to protect, because none of them are going to progress, or even if they do progress, it'll be like 2 points, and we're not going to re-sign them if they go from a 52 to a 54, because unless we really need the depth, we're not going to do that, because that's just going to be added on the payroll for no reason.
Well,
even with the increase in cap, it's just...
You got to remember, if you have a lot of veterans, you're going to lose a shit ton of players this year, and you're not going to get any veterans this year, and you're only going to get 7 draft picks. So maybe you can maybe turn that into more. But
we'll actually get to participate in free agency this time because I don't know
that's
if
true, but
submitted theirs or not. So
free agency is you're not necessarily going to get the players you want in free agency either, and you still might have holes that you need to fill. So it's not a bad idea to just try to sign somebody who's not very high rated for better minimum for a year.
I mean, I wasn't saying that I'm not just gonna I'm gonna say, oh, if you're not one of the 7 we protected, we're not gonna re-sign you. It's just, unless we're forced to, we're not gonna re-sign someone that's, there's better choices in the draft that we think we could get, or there's a bunch of free. Because we're only gonna have one wide receiver and we're gonna have like one very very shitty tight end, and we're just, if there's a lot of tight ends in free agency or there's a lot of tight ends in the draft, we might let them go just in interest of.
Yeah, so understandable. I'm just saying, like, you gotta think about the whole, like, your whole roster.
Yeah.
If you're only protecting 7 guys, and a lot of the guys are on 1-year contracts, some of them won't resign, and you're only getting 7 more in the draft unless you trade picks. I mean, that's like 14 players. That's not enough to field the team, so you gotta think about that.
Yeah. We'll send the front office out there to start playing.
I kind of feel like this year, like, there's going to be full rosters, but it's not even going to be that much better than last year because there's going to be a lot more free agents this year. But
I can't wait to see some of the crazy free agents and how signing them goes.
Hopefully nobody fucks it up this year and signs people for ridiculous sums.
Are we trying to call someone out here?
Oh, is that you? I didn't realize.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because I failed to have it pointed out to me that the cap was not $120 million this year.
You were shelling out like $5 million 1-year contracts for like 50
years. So I'm sitting there looking at all these contracts. I submit them. I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'll get the players I want. And then everybody starts shitting on me, and I'm like, wait, what? What?
Well, you got the players.
I can't. Wait, what?
I mean, you ended up doing okay, I guess. So.
Now, at least I know I won't lose those guys to expansion drafts because nobody else is stupid enough to take them. Security!
Oh, here's something quick before I forget that I wanted to ask people. I wanted to post this on the forum, but so for next year we're going to have 20 teams, right? So it'll be 4 divisions of 5. Should the playoffs stay at 4 per conference or expand to 5 with a wild card game?
I say we stick with 4.
Okay.
With the number 1 seed in bye week.
I believe you got to earn your way to the top, and I'm even saying that is one of the worst teams in the game right now. You should have to earn it, be one of the top 4 teams.
If that's what people think.
8.
If there was a wild card team, it would be, I guess, 5 against 4.
Yeah.
And then the winner of that against 1, and then 2 against 3.
Yeah.
So the only thing is, because if like the 4 team has like a better season and the 5 team winds up beating them, then it kind of just goes to show that season meant nothing. That's the only issue I have with that.
That's how all playoffs are. I mean, if the 1 team this year loses to the 4, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but
Your argument just went down the drain.
Yeah, but it'd be kind of shitty for like the 4 seed to not even make it. Seed, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could have a situation like the Saints too. Like they were having a really good season.
Oh yeah, and their players
screwed them completely.
Yeah, but now they're kind of back on track.
Well, we don't know about that yet.
They're 4 and 5.
I think Ted kind of helped the Saints out a lot by not setting his game plan.
Yeah.
Because that really helped their chances, I think. Because it's probably, I think it's still fairly likely the Packers lose 2 of their games.
Packers play. The last 2 games are Minnesota at home and at New England.
At New England, yeah, that was the other one. See, I don't think they beat New England, so. And then I don't think they beat They might not beat Minnesota either. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if they can. I don't know if they get past Minnesota.
It's at home though.
Yeah, that's the only reason I don't know. I think they played last time and it was close, so I guess I'd give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. That's a tough one. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and the Saints play the Falcons this week.
The Saints are in trouble because they're 4-5, and I mean the current last spot in the NFC playoffs is the Packers at 4-5. Damn, I think the Panthers are still in it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's still some weird way that oh my god, the Lions could make it too.
Yeah. At 4-7.
So you're saying there's a chance?
But if either the Packers or the Saints lose, they're automatically eliminated.
Wait, the Saints can't make it, or the Panthers can't make it. I don't think.
Oh, shut up!
You're on a bye this week, so I think even if you beat Detroit,
it'd take a miracle.
Yeah, it's like some crazy. You have I think you have a really small chance, but it's like super unlikely.
Yeah.
If it does happen, I don't even know how I'd feel. I wouldn't even know how to feel about that.
Yeah.
So I'd probably be far too happy than I should be for a simulated game.
You know what really sucks though? I was talking to Alien about this a couple days ago, but all the teams that make the playoffs but then lose in the first round are gonna get screwed basically, because you don't have a title to show for it, but your pick is gonna be like 17.
Yeah.
So, especially in these first 2 years.
Luckily, this is a deep draft, but still.
In some positions, but like wide receiver, for example, is complete shit.
Yeah, you have triplet, and then you have
a bunch of 5'8" guys.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you should let us into the playoffs. We're the only team that doesn't really need a wide receiver at all.
Well, I think the Browns are pretty set at wide receiver too. I think they have two pretty good guys.
My wide receivers are okay for like maybe another year, and then I can.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we have the one great wide receiver, and then we got Davidson at tight end, and I mean that's two top receivers right there. I'm not too worried after that at the moment.
Yeah. Alien needs receivers.
Yeah. I need a lot of things, but I need a quarterback to get them the ball.
Mike Hill's okay.
He started out okay, but lately he's been pretty bad, I think.
See, I feel like I don't know. I mean, I'm not you, but
I think if he wasn't a scrambling quarterback, like I would have lost like 6 more games. I would have lost like 5 more games because he's running for the most touchdowns at a quarterback, and that's what's kept me alive, I think.
Yeah. So I guess it really depends on your preference of if you like a scrambling quarterback or not. You could probably trade him.
Yeah, I think Mike Hill would be an okay backup.
I almost traded him for Greg Vieira of the Colts.
Oh yeah, I don't know why.
I didn't have the cap room because he was picked way earlier than Mike Hill.
Speaking of potential trades that never happened, I actually got an offer from the Lions at one point for cap room to trade Ramos for Skaggs.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
I remember I got that offer several times. And I kind of just sat there thinking to myself, Ramos for Skaggs.
The Lions are like the clown circus of our NFL.
You know,
Slinky and Sopos is too much idiocy in one front office.
Despite the fact I probably would have lost my first-round draft pick, I just traded up for the first pick overall for Skaggs. Why would I do that?
That's funny.
I remember seeing that. I think they offered a shout box like several times. I think I remember seeing that.
Ramos for Skaggs. What the hell?
I think they were probably just hoping that maybe Alman would be desperate enough upon realizing he had no cap room to make the trade.
You have 50-something other players. Why would you trade your best player?
Exactly. See, out of the three of it, Kurt Hill, I didn't want to lose any of the top 3 guys, but I had to lose one in Kurt Hill. He's a number 2 wide receiver, I figured I might as well just cut him if I had to.
Mm-hmm.
I know is Sir Wendell tried to get. I'm gonna assume it's probably our 2016 first-round pick because it was for a 75 overall linebacker, and I can't imagine him asking for anything lower than later than a first for that. But it's just, we need to get all the draft picks we can right now because we've got too many people that aren't gonna play for us after this year probably. So
really, I think if you do a good job as GM, I think the Colts aren't going to be that much of an issue. Like, as long as you draft okay and do the combine stuff correctly and stuff, you should be okay.
I mean, from what you told me earlier, I can't be any worse than the last GM. I'll at least know what players have been drafted.
The Colts organization is one of those cursed ones that we had in college for a while. It's like Colts were BKF first, and he messed it up, and then it was Hi There, who couldn't. They had like too many accounts to run.
Yeah.
Can't get any worse.
Here's a question. Whatever happened to the team that nobody talks about now? Whatever happened to Seattle?
That's Dallas.
It's Dallas.
Oh, is that Dallas now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh Glick took over. He didn't really ever do anything, I don't think.
It's Sir Wendell.
Yeah. Because I think Josh was like, hey, if nobody else takes the team, I guess I'll be the Cowboys. And then no one took the team.
And also the other new team is the Giants. If somebody missed that, they got announced 3 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that at some point, I think, but I kind of forgot I had it pulled up here. Because Notorious B-E-G, or Big E-G, Big EJ, thank you. I'm so tired.
Yeah, it's pretty late on the East Coast, isn't it? Jeez.
10:53.
Yeah. And I got up at 8 a.m. this morning, so.
we should finish the this week's games.
Oh yeah, I didn't finish that. Oops.
We were like halfway and we kind of lost track.
I think I was talking about we talked about the Vikings Packers. We didn't talk about the Saints at the Falcons.
That's what we were talking about.
Alan Taylor returns.
Yeah. I think the Saints have a fighting chance here against the Falcons, but I don't
think they're gonna win. I think it'll be close, maybe.
Yeah.
Didn't Atlanta win this at New Orleans?
Yeah, they did, but I think it was with Adolfo Brown.
Yeah, it was with Adolfo Brown, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I think honestly, this game probably doesn't matter as much as you would think it would.
Yeah.
Because the Falcons have a pretty significant lead in everything.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
The Saints play next week. Does anyone know?
Let me look.
It's not a great team, if I remember correctly.
Dallas at home.
Dallas, yeah.
So this makes the Saints actually favored, I think, to get in the playoffs, even if they lose this week, because Green Bay has to beat Minnesota, and I think beat the Patriots.
Yeah. We'll definitely know. We'll basically know who's in the playoffs by the end of this week, because if the Packers lose and the Saints win or lose, they're in. The Saints are in, basically.
This could be really close.
If the Packers win, they might be in.
Yeah.
But
the Packers desperately
if everybody loses, we still have a chance.
I think the Lions actually have more of a chance than you do, which is kind of ridiculous.
Well, I'd say the Saints probably beat
against the Falcons first round.
What is it with you and teams that are just on the cusp of it and have to win out to get to a bowl or to the playoffs?
I don't know. I feel like I have the same luck as Franz, really. So close, but I can't get there.
Franz is like salty as fuck today, so after he lost to Georgia Tech.
I think I was probably saltier after I lost to Michigan.
You're salty too.
Just cause.
Saltier than the Atlantic.
I'm just happy Penn State beat Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the coach at Rice, and I still would have had a problem with that.
I think there was like records amounts of shit talking this week between Penn State and Pitt.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Fuck Pitt.
Oh my god, there was so much shit you said about the Michigan Ohio State.
This rivalry week thing has been very, very salty all week. There's been so much shit talking and other stuff between all the different rivalries.
The weird thing is, Kotar's ACL was completely intact at the end of the game. I still lost.
Last game, Bengals-Rams. Bengals at Rams.
There's no way the Bengals win this game in my mind, but then again, I always think the Bengals lose. So
how are the Bengals 4-5? Can somebody explain that to me?
Because New Battle sometimes doesn't throw the ball.
They literally don't have a passing offense, and they're 4-5. How do you lose to that?
Their linebacking core is super good, but
they have their defense is pretty good overall.
Yeah.
Well, not good enough, I guess, because they're not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
That last slot is either the Browns or the Jets, and probably the Jets.
Yeah, it's almost definitely the Jets.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting when you look at the points for and against, and the Jets are more likely to get in, but the Browns just.
Yeah, they have a positive. It's like plus 40 or something.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that the point differential is the best way to rank teams power ranking style. And I think the point differential tells you the most about how good a team is.
Yeah, I mean, if we had a half decent defense, I think we'd be a lot better than 3-7.
I mean, you've given up 221 points.
Yeah, true.
Which is only bested by the Colts.
And the Saints.
And
the Saints. Saints have 224.
Oh yeah, the Saints now.
The Saints were like number 2.
We're not dead last.
Wait a minute, the Jaguars have a positive point differential.
Saints were like one of the top teams in point differential before Alan Taylor got hurt, and then since then just plummeted because Adolfo Brown scored like 1 touchdown in 4 games.
Yeah, the Jaguars is right. This is something I was saying. Is that the Jaguars lose all the division games barely and then blow out all the non-division opponents. So the Jags have a positive. That's why I said they're better than they look.
Yeah. So that just seemed way wrong to me.
Yeah. We should talk about the potential playoff bracket. What everybody thinks who's going to make it.
Yeah.
So basically, I think.
So I mean, right now the most likely matchups are if it stands. I'm going to assume that the Patriots win out, which is very likely, and that they get the number 1 seed in the AFC. So it'll be the Patriots against the Jets and the Raiders against the Dolphins in the AFC.
Yeah.
And the Falcons against either the Packers or the Saints, and the Vikings against the Rams, which is probably going to be the Saints, yeah. And then the Vikings against the Rams.
Well, I think either way it's going to wind up. I think it's going to wind up being the Falcons versus the Rams at the NFC. I think.
Oh, Falcons. Oh, okay. I think the Rams-Vikings of the 4 matchups is probably the most interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm kind of intrigued in that Oakland-Miami matchup because of the way Oakland's sort of played down at times. See how that would work.
I feel like
aliens' ass.
I feel like it might just wind up being both teams out of the same division in the conference championship game.
I think it's more likely that the Vikings make the conference championship game and ruin the NFC South matchup than the AFC East matchup is ruined.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of them's definitely happened, right? So I mean, that's probably why.
Well, no, neither is for sure.
Well, yeah, the Jets too, so that's gonna wind it. Well,
I mean,
basically
what if Oakland wins? Then you don't have it.
Oh yeah. But it's more likelihood for the.
I think the Jets beating the number 1 AFC seed is the least likely playoff matchup. Well, actually, Packers against Falcons is probably not super likely.
I don't think, no matter who the Jets face, I don't think they would advance in playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think the Jets won't advance. I don't think.
Oh.
And I feel the same way about the 4th seed in the NFC.
The Packers or the Saints. I think
actually the Saints.
If it's the Saints, I think there's like some crazy chance that they could do it.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Because it really comes down to what you were talking about earlier with the Falcons. The Saints are more likely to run the ball, and the Falcons have struggled against that all season, especially with Alan Taylor out.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I think the Saints-Falcons matchup could be very intriguing for that.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see it this week, so
let's
that'll be a little prelude to a potential playoff matchup.
So we're saying we should make our picks for each of these games to see a hypothetical playoff run. So let's say the first game is Jets against Patriots. Who's everybody picking? Patriots.
Patriots.
Okay, so that's unanimous. Then, so the second game is Oakland against Miami.
Oakland.
Miami.
Let's cancel each other out.
I'm gonna go with Miami.
Yeah, that's who I'm going with.
Yeah, I'll probably go with Miami also. I'm probably going to join on that. Just,
Going home, alien.
Everyone thought I'd lose to the Falcons.
seeing eye test, it looks...
So,
you don't want to get banned. No.
the NFC, Falcons against Saints.
Saints or Packers? Or
I don't think that... I think... Oh, man, it's hard. It's tough to say. I think if it's the Packers, they're not going to win. If it's the Saints, there's like a 50... like a 40-60 chance.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
I think it'll be the Falcons most likely, but for this situation, I'd say Falcons.
Yeah. If we're saying the Saints, I'll pick the Saints. I'll do that. I'll be the wild card.
Falcons are my Super Bowl picks, though.
Okay, so Falcons advance from this, and then the last one's the Vikings-Rams. This is interesting. I feel like you could make a case for either one. It's either Brian Vardell and Henson or Walt Peck. And
I feel like I gotta go with my Hermano. But I also feel like St. Louis wins.
I think Minnesota has a better chance here, just because Daryl Murphy has had a couple of really horrible games, and he's done well in a lot of games, but there's the couple that they lost that he was really bad. And if that happens against the Vikings, then they're screwed. And Minnesota, they have not had a single game where they've been really bad offensively, in my opinion.
Yeah, I honestly think the Vikings are going to have a really good shot at winning this. Especially at home. It's at home, which is huge.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm changing. I'm gonna say the Vikings win.
I was gonna say I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna go Vikings.
It's kind of sad end for the Rams have had a really good season, especially with Walt Peck and stuff. But I just think they kind of get screwed here by seeding.
Yeah.
I think at home against the Vikings they'd win, but I think at Minnesota it's tough. So I'd say Vikings.
Yeah,
so we have Dolphins against Patriots in the AFC Championship game, and Falcons against Vikings.
Oh god, the teams that don't make the Super Bowl ever in the NFC. In reality, with the Falcons and the Vikings.
Play multiple overtimes forever.
Yeah.
Game gets canceled. Patriots Dolphins in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, it's basically like this year. Oh, wait.
Oh. Yeah.
Right, are we picking those championship games in?
Yeah.
All right. I have to say, I think it'd be close, but I'd honestly take the Dolphins over the Patriots. It's not just because Saloon is running the thing and I'm trying to, brown nose them, but seriously, I think the Dolphins could win.
The thing I'm
thinking is the Patriots and the Dolphins split the season series, right?
Yeah, I won at home and he won.
They both. Yeah. You went at home. They went at home. So I'm gonna take the Patriots. I'm assuming they have
this game's almost certainly gonna be in the snow.
Yeah.
So.
How good is your run game, Saluna?
Not very. I'm kind of a mixed run pass.
Patriots in that case, yeah.
Well, so are the Patriots. I think they run a spread, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of it from the top of my head. I think it's a spread. Because they have Werner and...
He's got the most touchdowns tied with a couple other people, but he's actually got more if you count receiving touchdowns.
I mean, obviously, I'd like to make the Super Bowl, but I think the Patriots are probably going to beat me.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots will beat anyone who advances, so I think the Patriots will run the table in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's something. Now, the thing with the NFC game here, because the Vikings have Falcons don't play well against the run.
I really think that the NFC could literally be any team make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think the AFC is relatively clear cut in comparison. I still think the Falcons are going to make the NFC Super Bowl, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was either the Vikings or the Rams, or even the Saints. Honestly,
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the only team out of the NFC that will not make it is whoever the 4th seed ends up being. Whether it be Green Bay, New Orleans, or Carolina, I don't think they're going to make it.
Don't forget Detroit. They could theoretically make it.
Why?
If Detroit wins the Super Bowl, I will eat a shoe on live stream.
There we go.
All right, there we go.
Throw the towel over teams. Let's let
That was
see this happen.
a lot of people's Super Bowl pick at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I still don't understand
first, for Detroit to get in, they got. I would laugh so hard if it ends up the Detroit-Carolina game at last week ends up being the play. Whoever wins gets into the playoffs.
Honestly, don't count it out. I mean, it's like the Chargers real life this year in the NFL. It can happen. There's some crazy shit.
You know, we have our own Phillip Rivers here in Carolina. I'll give you that.
I think Skaggs is better than Rivers.
Skaggs has bolo tie.
No. No bolo tie.
No. Man, if the Panthers make the playoffs, that'd be pretty crazy. I wonder what has to happen specifically.
Yeah. That's a good question. I should look that up.
Well, so we're saying Patriots against the Falcons most likely in the Super Bowl, and then
I would say it'd be Patriots Vikings in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I think like we were saying about that run game, until I see Atlanta successfully deal with a strong running game, I'm not going to lean towards them right now.
You know what's interesting about picking the Patriots to go that far is they're one of the only teams in the playoffs that doesn't have like a superstar player.
Mm-hmm.
They do not have Walpeck. They don't have Brum. They don't have Henson.
Their linebacker.
Yeah, Andre Brooks, but he's out of all the superstar people though, he's the one that's I think flown most under the radar. He did make the Pro Bowl, I think. I think he did. Yeah, he did make the Pro Bowl over Nick Upshaw.
The Patriots also had like the most starters in the Pro Bowl, I think.
That's true, but that's what I'm saying. It's all the like trench people, like offensive lines. No, they're only 6th in the starters. You had the most.
Well, that's the number of players versus the number of starters.
Oh,
yeah, that's possible.
I don't think I've really gotten to take a look at the Pro Bowl spots yet.
Yeah, it's up. Who do you think's gonna win the Pro Bowl? AFC's defense versus NFC's offense.
I think the NFC because the AFC has Ontario Smith on it.
He's only gonna.
I don't know. I look at this roster and I see Christian Skaggs throwing to Walt Peck, and I don't even. It's like a dream.
Oh, I need to announce the Pro Bowl coaches. I gotta do that today. Forgot.
Oh yeah. Dean Craig Pelt. No.
Jesus.
Yeah, you have Skaggs throwing to Peck, Nomalini, and Faneca. That shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
Holy crap! We have a defensive player in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
What idiot did that?
People who voted him in.
Jeez, and it's a free safety too.
He has the most interceptions out of all the free safeties.
Really? All right, yeah. And they said my contracts are horrible.
So excited.
I don't know. I'm an owner. I don't really know what to do when it comes to
fullback made it too.
I kind of sit back and go, yeah, team, woo! Make me some money that doesn't exist.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think the NFC's gonna rape in the Pro Bowl. I don't even think it's gonna. Honestly, the AFC's kind of. I mean, we have a pretty decent defense, but it's not like elite. Whereas the NFC offense is pretty much elite.
Remember, they also have Chester Henson in the backfield.
Oh God!
And I'm pretty sure that the NFC's 4th string wide receiver is better than the AFC's. Better than the AFC's starting wide receiver. Although Riddick Smith is pretty good. He plays for the Dolphins.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we get
Oh wow!
Skaggs
Really?
Kurt Hill again. Nice.
Rayleigh Marconi's the first guy on there. That's surprising.
He's not bad.
I feel like he was like an 8th round pick or something.
He was really good in college. He was on Syracuse, I think.
Yeah, he was. I drafted him for the Browns, so.
You should trade for him on the Bills. Oh yeah, forgot. I wanted to ask you about this since you're now on the Bills. You can completely plan a new team. You're gonna go quarterback in the first round. Oh wait, you traded down.
Yeah,
Why
we
did you
traded
trade
down. See, all right, here's what happened. And I've discussed this earlier, I believe. We had the 2nd pick, and then I believe we were talking to I think we traded with Detroit. I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Lion.
Yeah, and I don't understand what happened because we could have gotten more. I think if we would have waited, because I still thought maybe we could have gotten Brian Brown at number 2. I wasn't sure what B2 Bomber was gonna do. So I wanted us to wait a bit before we made the trade. I mean, I'm still okay with the trade. We got I think we got like a 3rd and a 7th, which isn't great, along with the 1st round pick, and that's not great to trade down. But when you're a starting team, you want to get more decent players, I guess.
Yeah.
And we saw that as a way to do that. So, in this draft, I think when you look at it, there's so many good quarterbacks in this draft, but there's also a lot of good offensive linemen. And when we have two we have 2 first-round picks, and I believe they'll wind up being around the 8-10 range, because I think they're around the same spot, I believe, because I believe it's Jacksonville and Detroit whose first-round picks we have.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if we get good O-line in the first round, and then we maybe draft a quarterback later on in the draft, we could definitely have a good team. And then with the expansion draft, who knows what's going to happen.
Who are the consensus top quarterbacks after Wheeler?
After Wheeler, well, it depends if you put Kotar 2nd or 3rd.
Well, I'm saying Kotar, Wheeler, and Brown.
Okay, yeah, because Danger gets really finicky and says that Wheeler's the 2nd best quarterback and doesn't like Kotar at all. I think after that you have I think they're all 80s, so you can't really separate between them.
There's some that don't really I wouldn't really be interested in drafting, like Keith Simon from Florida. He hasn't actually really done very much, I feel like, in 2 seasons.
And then you have Blake Shell, I believe, out of Virginia Tech. I believe he's in.
Yeah, he's an 80. I'm looking at Josh Andrews.
Jada Andrews, yeah.
Alex Bridgewater, who had the most terrible season ever at Louisville, but he himself has been sort of consistent.
Yeah.
Javier Fields from Kentucky might be one of the better ones.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Yeah, and then there's a bunch of 79s, like Nick Hall is a 79.
Yeah.
Robert Aikman from Tennessee is a 78.
Yeah.
Oh, this quarterback list doesn't look as good anymore now that the college season's done, and I think about what they've done this year. It actually doesn't look as appetizing anymore.
Yeah.
Kamau Davis is 78.
Yeah. My former guy. I was actually
Everybody loves Kamau now.
Yeah. I was planning on redshirting Kotar this year and starting Kamau, and then he transferred, and I was like, whatever, I guess not. So I was going to give Glenn Spencer another year to develop, and then, boom, Kamau was gone. So
I guess Spencer's your man next year?
Yeah. Oh, well. I'll just lose to Michigan again.
Wow, the running backs are very stacked this year in the draft with mid-level talent.
Yeah, because there's not really that great guy that jumps out at first, really.
But there's a lot of people who've done pretty well, like Nate Cochran, Booker T. Washington, Sean Evans, Robert Rodriguez, Atlanta, Fred Preston. Oh my God, there's a lot of people. OJ Carano, Otero, Alex Ingram.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Otero. Alex Ingram, throw him in there at the end.
He's a fullback, but I mean, he'd be a quality pickup in the 7th round or.
He's a 66. I don't even.
Yeah, I don't say you draft him. You just sign him, and you know Danger's gonna sign him.
Yeah, Danger's probably gonna sign him.
So I wouldn't waste a pick on a fullback. I don't think. It doesn't seem like. Not yet. Maybe in the future, you throw a 7th.
There were 2 fullbacks drafted last year, and they were both in 12th, 15th round or something like that.
Why would anyone draft? I guess it was Danger in charge there.
I think one of them was the Steelers.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we got Robert Williamson in the 13th round. He's a fullback.
People underestimate fullbacks, though.
Whoa.
When my fullback was injured against the Panthers, like I got sacked like 4 times when I hadn't got sacked like at all that season, like all season. And their defense isn't even good.
Thanks, I can hear you.
I wonder who ends up
One
with
Pro Bowl player.
That defense wrecked my team, though, so they just haven't done good against anyone else.
I wonder who ends up with Enoch Dickinson, 83 cent.
I mocked him going to Minnesota, which I thought was way too far down for him. But
I mean, the question is who's. I mean, he's clearly good, but who's going to take a center in the first round?
Yeah, but he's a very good center. I think you got to take a look at him, and I don't know if there's
he's really good.
What I've basically come to the conclusion of, if there's no top level defensive pick, and I have a top 10 pick, and I don't see a defensive player that's truly standing out, I might go with a lineman, just so Skaggs doesn't die.
Yeah, I mean, a lineman's fine, but center is like the least needed of the linemen.
True.
I mean, he still plays a crucial part in the team, especially when you have him.
Yeah.
Enoch's like a...
I keep saying Skaggs is going to be my Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had Jeff Saturday for so long.
Yeah.
Who's a great center.
But I mean, alternatively, you'll have Justin Campbell, offensive tackle, or Joe Farmer, offensive guard.
I was going to say, if it came down to it, I'd much rather get a top-flight offensive tackle.
Yeah. And there's a lot of good ones. You have Tron Moses, Campbell, there's a couple other ones. But you probably want to stick with like a pass blocking guy since you're Skaggs.
Yeah, which is why Tron Moses would be a good pick there.
Yeah.
Possibly. If there's no good defensive player. I'm just going to get that out of the way.
Oh, I
forgot
Tron
Moses probably hasn't been picking. He's got the best name in the draft, I think.
Tron Moses.
Well, actually,
Booker T. Washington is the best name.
Yeah. Booker T.
Booker T. Washington, best name.
All I know is in a couple of years, SMU is going to have a guy, James coming out as a wide receiver.
There's also Thomas the kicker. But I think my favorite is still the backup Notre Dame quarterback, Tavon Martini. There was a thread like the first week that the site was up where everybody picked like their favorite names. I gotta find this thing again. I wonder where some of these people are now, because some of them that they posted, some of the ones might be coming out slowly. This was like the first thread ever on the site that was in like general chat. Oh, worst names! I found it. My dream.
Actually, there might have been a different one where it was just like plain names. I think there's one of those best names that.
Dean, quote, also, I'm pretty sure my punter Mackenzie McGarity has a vagina.
Oh, yeah.
Edward Pattison. Larry Ross.
My team, I got basically Twilight guy. And
I had Don Jaworski. He's my strong safety.
That doesn't sound good.
Clemson's kicker E.G. Hanratty.
Wait, who posted that? Was that Nelson Mandela guy who was there for like...
No, Polar posted it. Oh yeah, you guys don't know about Nelson Mandela. He was on the side like the first 2 months.
Did he ever do anything?
No, he posted he posted quite a bit for like 3 weeks and then he just disappeared.
Because I think he was an Ohio State fan.
I think he was, yeah. He was from North Carolina.
Hey.
Oh, here's some.
Yep, Ohio State fan.
Fran Frankowiak. Lawyer Rogers.
Oh yeah, he did. He even did a Game of the Week post.
Epi Wet Night. I forgot there was like a really good one, but I can't remember his name.
Either Smart Falls accounts favorite teams. Or put it like all Tennessee.
I don't think he probably didn't put it.
Ray.
Ray, yeah.
That's a good one.
Takeo Modulewski.
Oh, great name.
King Pietro Santi. Dwight is good. Taco Porter.
Taco Porter.
There's a Ray Lewis linebacker on Notre Dame.
I feel like Taco Porter is almost a racial slur. How is that a name? That's just not right.
Same way Chalupa Batman's a name.
Tyrone Ballman. Don Dingle and Dick Barry.
Oh yeah, isn't there like two guys named Nick something on West Virginia's team? That's really weird.
I forget what they're called.
Oh God, West Virginia.
It was Dingle and Barry. I saw it. Like they were sitting next to each other on the bench.
Dingle McCringleberry.
Nashville Dawson. It's like a wrestler. Alright, what else can we talk about?
Oh. Hold on.
Some of you guys need to have a show like this during the draft. Have like 3 people
live reacting.
I was
talking about that.
Yeah,
I was talking about that.
Maybe. If I'm not too busy trying to concentrate on screwing up the draft.
If we could figure out a way, because remember how for the last draft I had like my desktop was like with the countdown clock.
Yeah, with the Pink Floyd, that was pretty nice.
I could add the live show on the bottom left corner.
Yeah, I was talking to Slinky about trying to do that maybe, and I was like, I don't really know how that would work. Because if Saluna does that like live thing again, we basically have the same viewing audience. But
I was gonna say if I can get a GM to take over and stop me from possibly screwing up Carolina, I'll gladly join a draft.
I managed last time during the draft to do both the live show and still talk to my team about who I'm drafting.
Weren't you drafting for the Patriots too at one point?
No, he was sending me. Well, sort of. He was texting me picks. So, sort of. It was more like take me a good running back or something like that. I mean that's the most stressful. The draft is the most stressful thing I've ever. At least this time it won't be like 14 rounds or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It'll just be, and I hope everybody's still okay with the how it's broken down. I think it was like let me look at it again. I think it's like the first round one day, then like the second the next day, and then like the rest or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Something like that.
I said first round on Friday, second and third round on Saturday, 4th through 7 on Sunday. So we don't sit here for 12 hours.
It's basically how that actually happens, isn't it?
Is that what it is? I don't remember.
I mean, don't we all sit here for 12 hours anyways?
Probably. Yeah. But still, you weren't there during the last draft, dude. It was horrible. Like we were literally here for like 3 nights in a row for like 7 hours.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, that last day, and we had to use.
I remember the last round. Everybody was like cheering people on in the shout box for making picks.
Oh yeah.
It was like, all right, it's the Raiders' turn. Everybody go, and then the Raiders would pick, and everybody would clap.
Now that I think about it, I think my excuse for not doing the draft that day was because I was talking to Jada.
I got really sad at the end. There was only like 4 people left.
Oh yeah, that's because we had to switch from the live draft to the thread.
Yeah, to the post one. And Tabor was talking the entire time during the draft, and every time it was his pick, he was just mysteriously gone.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Maybe he was doing some research.
He would talk shit the entire time, and then it's his pick, and he just disappears for 20 minutes.
Yeah. He's not the smartest.
I'm gonna be way more strict with the time limit next time.
I was gonna say, to be honest, my excuse for missing the second day was I was actually working, so I was being productive in the real world.
That's not a legit excuse.
Yeah. I like how Danger's just talking to himself.
You're on a fantasy football team. Danger's starting conversations in the shout box. I feel like I should help.
Danger's like trying to talk to us through the shout box, I guess.
If you want to talk to us, you should have tried joining the conversation maybe early.
I don't think he can, because I think he's kind of.
Oh yeah.
I think he's in a hotel.
Yeah, that's right. Never mind.
Might be with family.
Where's he driving? Wait, is he at home right
now? No. Danger was in Texas and he's going back to Kentucky.
That's a shitty excuse. I'm in Pennsylvania.
Wait, who said they're in Pennsylvania?
What?
Who's in Pennsylvania?
I am.
Oh, okay.
I'm in shitty Orlando.
I'm going to shitty Orlando.
Disney World, though.
I live like, I don't know, 40 minutes from Disney. Depending on traffic.
Yeah, depending on traffic, it's either 40 minutes or 3 hours.
I have
friend.
I work on the Disney property all the time, so I have like a work pass to go into any of the stuff and like to the backstage areas and shit. I worked on the new Universal thing, the new Harry Potter park or whatever. I did an environmental survey there beforehand. I had to sign it. Like I saw all the stuff backstage. I had to sign a thing that told me not to tell anybody what the park was going to be and stuff like that beforehand.
What, they kill you?
I don't think. Well, I had to sign some stuff so they could probably sue me.
Oh yeah.
You probably could talk to your friends about it, but if you like post it on the internet.
Yeah, if I took pictures and like uploaded them to Reddit or something.
Like, hey guys, I got into the Harry Potter park early from my job. Here's gimme karmas. You know, you can
wait, what Harry Potter park?
The new one.
They haven't said anything.
My friend got a wand from there, and then I broke it.
Good job, Dean. Good job.
I just took it out of the box and it like snapped in half, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I broke a sonic screwdriver earlier because he also has one of those. It was just a bad day for him. I just broke all his shit. I bought him something else as a present. I was like, I feel so bad.
Oh, that's a nice watch you got there.
Are we done?
That sounded
I think we're done.
breaking.
Are we done?
Are we done? Oh, thank God.
Should I hit stop broadcast finally? We'll just all migrate to the shout box now.
How long was it? 2 hours?
Oh yeah, we should say a sign off. All right, so this has been the first episode of NFLHC tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna do that this time. I'm Dean Craig Pelton, signing off. I guess.
Album Man.
No, I'm Oblivious Lax. Oh.
And this has been NFLHC tonight.
It's pretty solid. We'll reconvene at some point in the near future.